This can't be real. Lynette, Noni, you can't keep doing this to me. Giving Shadowhunters in the best way possible, but then we are also set in Rome. Hi my loves, welcome back, welcome to my channel, welcome if you guys are new. We are dangerously close to the end of February and I have read a total of 1 book from my TBR. I was sure that I was going to finish my TBR this month and yet I'm not even close. So in this video we're going to be trying to tackle my 6-book TBR and just seeing how we go, seeing how many books we can get read in this week before February ends. Is it going to be possible to finish every single book in this TBR? No, probably not, but we are going to get through as many as humanly possible, as many as I can manage in this coming week. So the only book I've read from my TBR is Ember in the Ashes, which I loved. I thought it was incredible. One of my new favorite fantasy books and cannot wait to continue that series. However, we do have quite a few other books. The first book I'll get out of the way because it is like a Kindle book, or at least I don't have it physically yet, and that is The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. I picked this book from a prompt of, I think it was like one of the best books of 2024 according to Goodreads, and this was like really high up there. So I picked this one because it's like it meant to be like a thrillerish kind of book. We're set in the 70s at a summer camp. I don't know, it sounded really interesting to me and I feel like I could do something with something like that. That is on the radar. We then have Cleopatra and Frankenstein, which I don't know if I'll get to it this video just because I am not really in the mood for contemporary fiction, and I do think I'll really enjoy this book if I read it when I'm in the right mood. I'm kind of nervous for that, but like I do think I'll enjoy it if I pick it up in the right headspace. We also have Feybound. This is a adult fantasy. We have The Blood Traitor by Lynette Noni. This is the 3rd book in the Prison Healer series, the Prison Healer trilogy, which I've been loving. And then we also have Cruel is the Light by Sophie Clark. This is a YA fantasy romance, I believe, and I think we're dealing with like demons and everything like that. This world sounds really fun. So those are the books we're going to be reading from this week. I'm really excited. I feel like it's a very good lineup and I'm definitely in the mood for a lot of these, so that's really exciting. At the moment I'm kind of a little bit stuck, but I think the first book we're going to go with in this video is The God of the Woods. This is so outside my comfort zone. It's so not me usually. I do read thrillers now and then, but usually they're just like quick psychological thrillers that like Freida McFadden, Alice Feeney, anything like that. This is a little bit outside my comfort zone because it is like a historical mystery thriller type situation, and I've heard like really good things. I've heard the plot twist is like crazy and the characters are amazing, so I feel like I'm kind of gravitating towards this one just because I want something a little bit new, a little bit fresh. I've been reading a lot of fantasy and a lot of romance this month and I feel like I want to break it up a little bit, so I think we're going to start with that book first, and then I do think we're going to go on to The Blood Traitor. I feel like a few of my videos are overlapping at the moment, which you'll probably figure out very soon. Going with the flow. We're going with the flow. Okay, let's not get too caught up on the timelines of things because yeah, like my wrap up will probably come out before this, so you probably know what I've read. But yeah, we're gonna aim for at least 3 books in this video and hopefully 4. We'll see how we go though. We'll see. If you watched my last like Pinterest controls my day, we decided to start reading The Blood Traitor, 3rd book in the Prison Healer series. And I am only a few chapters in. I am like 4 chapters into this. Already loving it. Like already so hooked and just so excited to be back in this world. I'm scared to like leave this world. I don't want to leave it. Like I don't want this to end. I don't want this journey with these characters to end. I have already made some progress. However, I didn't really feel like reading this too much last night, so I decided to try and read The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. This is look, I originally thought it was a thriller, but I'm now thinking it's more of like a mystery, a historical mystery maybe. It's set in like the 70s at a summer camp and one of the students goes missing. It is just not what I expected though so far. I'm not loving it at the moment and I'm finding the urge to DNF it, but I'm only like 20% in, but it's taken me a while to get 20% in. Like it's a very slow read. I chose this because it was in like the top books of 2024, so like it's got to be good. So I'm gonna force myself to read this all because I've got a feeling there's gonna be like a plot twist or something that goes on. So I'm gonna force myself to finish this, even though part of me wants to DNF it, and one of my goals for 2025 was to DNF books I'm not feeling, but in this case I feel like there's gonna be a big plot twist coming, so I'm gonna force myself for now. The reason it's not as like what I thought it was gonna be is it's not very addictive. I'm not really connecting to any of the characters. There are so many different point of views. We're jumping from point of view to point of view and it's very, very confusing. Not only are we jumping perspectives, but we are also jumping time. So we're going back in time, further in time. I don't know if I can show you. At the very beginning of chapters, we have different like times. So we are in August of 1975 right now, but we go all the way back to the 1950s and then the 60s, then early 70s to 75. It's a little bit confusing and you do have to be like aware. It's definitely not like an Alice Feeney, Freida McFadden kind of thriller. Like you definitely have to know what you're reading and remember what you're reading. And we're kind of solving like 2 mysteries at the same time. We're kind of solving a mystery back in the 50s that is slightly connected to the one in the 70s that we're currently solving. So that's what I was reading last night. We're definitely read more of this today, and then hopefully we'll get a good chunk into the Blood Traitor as well tonight. This is very uncommon of me to be reading 2 books at once. And then I have one more book hopefully that I'll get to by the end of this video. I'm gonna try and just force myself to read as much as possible because I'm still on holidays and I go back to uni in a week, so I just won't have as much time. So we're gonna read as much as humanly possible. Okay, it's later in the afternoon. Well, it's night now. I am in my PJs. Are these Christmas PJs? Yes, they are. But they're like the comfiest PJs I own, and it's really warm today, so we're wearing them. I'm about 50% through The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. I feel like I have such conflicting emotions. Half the time I'm really enjoying it, and half the time I have to really push myself to be reading this. I feel like the big thing is I think the writing is wonderful and so atmospheric. The way she like describes characters is very unique and really interesting. It's giving Beartown actually, like it's giving a very similar feel. But at the same time, the story just isn't gripping me. None of the characters are gripping me. Really not that interested in the story, but the writing is beautiful. So I want to really enjoy it, but I'm just not as much as I hope to. We've kind of got 2 mysteries going on 2 different timelines that are slightly connected. Like I do have some theories. I don't know if they'll work out, but I do have some theories. I really don't know what to think. I feel like I could get to the end of this book and just be absolutely in love with it, and then I feel like it could go completely the opposite direction as well. I'm hoping to try and finish this tonight. We'll see how we go. I thought it was a lot shorter. I thought it was like 300 pages, but I think it's actually close to 500 pages. My bad. Yeah, I've also read a little bit of The Blood Traitor. We are now like 6 chapters into this. I love it so much. I literally love this book so much. I love these characters. I'm liking how fast paced it is. Like there's no dilly-dallying. We are getting straight to our point. We have some new characters that I'm really intrigued about. I feel like we'd heard of them, but we hadn't really experienced them. We didn't know their personalities. We didn't know them personally. I feel like this is going to be a really good read. I really need a 5-star for February. I have had no 5 stars for February. How sad is that? I feel like this has been a really weird month, honestly. I'm really liking this. Did we expect anything else? No, we did not. If you didn't know what The Prison Healer is about, I'll give you a very quick overview. We are following our main protagonist, Kiva, who was captured when she was very young along with her father and put into this massive prison that pretty much anyone gets put into for like the smallest little crimes. Like I think they were put in for like possibilities of conspiring against the crown. Father unfortunately passed away in jail, but she kind of keeps getting these notes from her family that escaped and are outside and trying to create a rebellion against the crown. And she keeps getting these notes from them saying, just hold in there, we're coming for you, just hold in. It's been 12 years by the way, but she's still getting those notes, and so she's clinging to that little bit of hope that kind of is just slipping away over time. Very like dystopian, but a little bit of like magical, fantastical elements thrown in there. Really scared to finish this. I don't really want to finish it. Alas, this series must come to an end. I'll keep reading for now. I think I'm gonna force myself through The God of the Woods so I can have this as my reward. We'll keep reading this. I feel like I just can't tell whether I'm enjoying this book or not. Sometimes I'm loving it and sometimes I'm really just not enjoying it. I'm about 70% in. I've been reading for another good hour, I'd say. Definitely is one that's like taking me a little bit longer to read, but that's okay. I feel like stuff is about to like finally happen, and I'm excited to see where that will go. So I'm gonna just keep reading now. We're just gonna try and finish this in this sitting. It says it's gonna take me like 1.5 to 2 hours to finish the rest of the book. We'll see if we can finish it together. I hate some of these characters so much. Like, oh my god, some of them are getting in my nerves so much. I'm getting to the point where this is like dragging on so much and I really just want it to end. Like, yes, this is beautiful writing, but like I kind of do want it to end. I'm not even gonna lie. I just feel like I wasn't in the right headspace to read this. I feel like I wasn't in the right mood, and that is completely my own fault. What? How did I not know that? How did I not pick that up? I wasn't expecting that. If this ends like this, I'm gonna be really unsatisfied. 100% done. That was an interesting ride. That was, how many pages was that? I literally just had, I think it said 522 pages. I thought this was a 300-page book. I feel like I've seen it in bookstores and it looked a lot smaller. I don't know, maybe I was looking at like a different book, or maybe it was just the copy that looked really small. That was interesting. I won't lie, I feel like some of it was quite obvious, and the ending I am a little bit confused about. I'm kind of unsatisfied with our ending. What do you mean? I mean, it makes sense because we know our characters so well, so it makes sense. The ending makes sense, but it's just, it's like not it scratching that itch, if you know what I mean. Like, it's not a satisfying conclusion to the story. I had to go get someone because someone couldn't stop barking at people outside. Is that right? Anyway, with Maisie added to this discussion, I think I'm gonna go with a 3 stars because there were some parts that I really enjoyed, and I really liked getting to know our characters, and I did like the like different perspectives. I thought it was really interesting that we kept getting different perspectives to see the crime from. That was quite interesting. However, at the end, some new perspectives were introduced, and that was definitely very weird. Like, that hasn't happened to me before, I don't think, in a book. Usually you've got the same set of characters that you're following, and then suddenly in this one, like, some extra ones were thrown in at the very end. Like, I know why they were thrown in, obviously, but it was interesting. So I feel like it is a really objectively good book. It just wasn't my kind of book. Despite the fact that it's very light outside, it's still daylight savings here in Australia. So it is actually about 8:30 at night at the moment. I might watch something to kind of have a little brain break, and I can't really go into something straight away. I need to like kind of process what I just read, but then I think we'll read more of The Blood Traitor, which I'm really excited about. I might even listen to an audiobook a little bit whilst I like do the washing up and stuff, and then we'll probably go to bed. So I don't know how much I'll get read tonight. This vlog may overlap into March, like the first 2 days of March, but that's okay. That's fine. Just because I'm ill prepared doesn't mean you guys can't enjoy my reading vlogs. We are now about 120 pages into The Blood Traitor at chapter 11, and I am loving this so much more than I thought I was going to. Oh no, I knew I was going to love it. I did know I was going to love it, but I'm just loving like getting to know so many more characters, and I feel like there's so much tension and anticipation built up in this book that I just am physically just addicted to it, because I need to know what happens. I need to know where our characters end up. I need to know where the story is going to like go. So much I want to know. We're gonna sit down and read a little bit of this together at the moment. Hopefully we'll get a few chapters in. I needed to see this character again. I was literally getting deprived of them. I am literally just grasping at these tiny interactions between two of our characters. Grasping at the tiny space we're getting. Okay, been reading for a little bit longer, and we're at page 200 now, so we're pretty much almost halfway through this book, and I'm so addicted. What can I say? I love our characters so much. I think we'll be able to finish this one before February ends, and then we'll just keep our vlog going to get another book in at least. But I cannot describe to you how much I'm obsessed with this. I feel like this is shaping up to be a 5-star read. I want to say if this goes how I want it to go, but I actually don't know how I want it to go. Like, there are so many possibilities at the moment that I'm kind of just like, I don't know where I want this to go. I'm really confused. I actually love Kiva as a main protagonist. I think she's actually really cool, and I don't often say that about main protagonists. She's not a Sarah J Maas character, and I kind of love that. I love the difference in this. Also, just the way Lynette Noni just like throws little plot points and major plot twists and major character developments in, just throws them in like they're nothing. And I always expected at the end, but then sometimes that it would just be midway through and I'll just be like, I wasn't expecting that from a mile away. I just love the way she writes, and I do understand that this series might not be for everyone. Just because you might not connect to it, I feel like it's going to be enjoyable for everyone, but some people might not connect to it as much as other people do, like me for example. If you don't connect to the characters and if you don't connect to the world, I totally get that. I'm gonna read more tonight. Hopefully we can get a good chunk of the way through. I doubt we'll be able to finish this today, but I do think we'll get close and we'll see how it goes. I'm very nervous. What? No. Lynette Noni, you can't keep doing this to me. What am I reading? This can't be real. I'm sorry, but I refuse to believe this. I refuse to. What? How? I'm so close. What do you mean I just finished the trilogy that's literally changed my life? I don't know how to move on from this. I actually don't know how. This was wonderful. This is probably one of the easiest 5 stars I have given in a long time. Everything about this was just so beautiful and so well put together, and just such a wonderful ending to this trilogy. This was so good. Oh my god. We finished this just in time for February reading wrap up. Like, it is literally the last day of February today, and I'll probably film my wrap up tomorrow, so that was perfect timing. And this was just everything I could have asked for in a last book. I love some of our characters. Like, I'm obsessed with some of them, and I'm obsessed with the character dynamics as well, like the different types. By the end, I feel like you know them so well. I love this trilogy. Please read this trilogy, especially if you love like a good dystopian slash kind of fantasy series. Like, how do I move on? How do I move on? That is the question. I don't know that I can pick anything up within the next few hours, but when I do pick something up, I think I'm gonna read Cruel is the Light. I'm always in a bit of a book hangover when I complete series that I just had a wonderful time reading and know that I can't go back to them. I think I'm gonna go into Cruel is the Light. Hopefully I enjoy it as much. I've seen a few people I really trust talk about it. Not very many, like hardly any people, but I've seen a few people I really trust talk about it, and I feel like if they like it, I'll hopefully love it. So yeah, we'll go into that later this afternoon. Wish me luck. It's a bit later, it's about 7 o'clock now. I just had dinner and I'm sitting down with a tea. I actually have started Cruel is the Light by Sophie Clark. I love the cover of this. Like, I am obsessed with the cover. I also have the ARC copy up there, which is very fun. But we have a peppermint tea because that is the best way to wind down after a day of studying and stuff. So I'm about 100 pages into Cruel is the Light. And can I just say, I feel like this book is for my Cassandra Clare girlies. I have been like searching for something that gives me the same vibe as Cassandra Clare gave me when I was like 13 and read it for the first time, and I just have never been able to find it. But this is giving that. I don't want to speak too soon, but I feel like it's giving that. I think I said before that we are set in a world with demons and exorcists. We are following Celine, who is a really powerful exorcist, and she like kind of hunts demons. And then we're also following Jules, who is a soldier who is just kind of on the battlefront at the moment. It's just giving shadow hunters. Like, it's giving shadow hunters in the best way possible, but then we are also set in Rome. So I feel like we've got a little bit of politics going on. Like, I'm really liking it so far, and I'm only 100 pages in. Like, I didn't think I would be that into it, only 100 pages in. Oh, okay, it's almost 500 pages, so it's a lengthy book, but I have pretty much, like, it's only 7 now, and I've pretty much got the whole night to just chill, and so hopefully I'll read as much as I can. Hopefully maybe another 100 pages. Yeah, I'm just like really enjoying it. I didn't think I would this much, and I feel like we are only getting to know our characters a little bit now, but I feel like it could really, there's definitely a lot of tension. This could really go somewhere. Hopefully I keep enjoying it as much as I am. I'm excited. If this gives Cassandra Clare, I'm gonna be so thankful. I have been searching for something like this. So yeah, let's keep reading for now, and I'll keep you updated. I've literally just sat here for an hour unknowingly and just completely distracted and immersed in this book. I'm almost 200 pages in, binging and listening to movie soundtracks. I've been listening to Lord of the Rings at the moment. That is a trick, by the way. If you have a busy mind, I have a very busy mind, and I find it really hard to concentrate on reading sometimes, especially when I know I've got other things to do. I'll either put on like library ambiance, like, you know, on YouTube you can just do that, or I'll listen to movie soundtrack. In case you need this too, some of my favorites to listen to, obviously, A Lord of the Rings, Narnia, Pirates of the Caribbean. All of the Harry Potters are great. Anything by Hans Zimmer, basically anything by Hans Zimmer is amazing. I am actually going to see Hans Zimmer in April, and I'm so excited about it. I know that's so nerdy, but I am so excited. I love like the way he composes. There is a few of my favorites that I like to listen to whilst, sorry, that is Maisie drinking in the background. Yeah, those are some of my favorites I like to listen to, and I am almost halfway through already. Just because I am enjoying this so much. It is so fun. I want to say this is kind of enemies to lovers, except it's also kind of like forced proximity slash hidden identities, all that kind of stuff. We know the identities, but like other people don't. It's really fun. It's really fun. I just really like the world. It's really atmospheric. It's really unique, but also at the same time it's very reminiscent of like Cassandra Clare. I'm going to probably go make another tea or something now, and then we're going to come back and keep reading. I actually managed to read quite a lot of Cruel is the Light last night in bed. I got into bed a little bit earlier and kind of just binged it, but I am up to page 300 of Cruel is the Light, so we are quite a third of it left maybe. I don't know, I'm kind of getting confused now because I was super addicted. I would say to the first 50% of this book, like I just could not put it down. And then I feel like we've had a little bit of a shift in the mood, and I'm still really liking it. For one, I'm obsessed with the world. It's so atmospheric, it's so dark, it's so magical. Very different to anything I've read in a long time, but I'm not sure that I'm getting the chemistry between our characters that I wanted. I don't know, I was just hoping for a little bit more like tension and yearning in our characters. Like the cover's giving that, so that's kind of what I was expecting, but I'm just not really connecting to them like I wanted to, and like I feel like I would have to experience that tension and yearning, if that makes sense. I'm actually really liking the plot. I'm really liking the whole setting of it. I've been finding it really interesting. It's definitely a very interesting book. It's definitely very unique. Don't get me wrong, I'm enjoying it, but I'm just not connecting to the characters like I want to, which is really bugging me. I feel like I was for the first half of these book. Like I feel like I was for the first half of the book, but I feel like now that I've like gotten to know them more in a sense, I feel like we could do with more banter. I feel like we could do with a lot more banter, a lot more wit, and a lot more yearning, a lot more chemistry. But you know, that's just my opinion. And also sometimes I feel like that's just my experience reading it. Don't always feel the chemistry that I want to from characters, and that's purely just because I don't relate to them as much. It's good. I'm definitely enjoying it, and I would recommend it. I'm so far so good. Not a 5-star read, maybe like a 4-star read. We'll see how we go. I'd say it'll be at least a 4-star read. I think we can finish it tonight. If not, I'll finish it early tomorrow morning. And then it's only like the 2nd of March today, so it's kind of like that's just that week of the last week of February, so it kind of worked. I do want to finish it before tomorrow because I just have a busy few days coming up with uni. Let's see how far we can get in, shall we? I'm kind of confused. We finished Cruel is the Light. I actually feel really accomplished by this because this has been on my TBR for a while, and it's just one of those books that's been sitting there staring at me, and I felt like called to, but never enough to actually pick it up and read it. So I'm actually really proud of myself that I've read this and can tick it off my TBR now, because I was really intrigued and I was really interested, and I'm glad I've done it. So overall, I don't really know what to think. I loved the first 50% of this book. Not saying that the last 50% was bad by any means. I just didn't love it as much, and I don't know whether that was like I have other books on my mind that I was kind of thinking of reading. I'm not exactly sure. Overall, I would say I enjoyed it. Like I did really enjoy it, and it's a really fun read. I think I'm gonna give it a 4 stars. I just didn't connect to the characters as much as I wanted to. I loved the magic system. I really liked the world. Like it was very moody, and just, I don't know, there was something about it. Something about the atmosphere that was really interesting. I feel like if I liked the characters more, it would be a lot higher rating, just because I feel like I didn't connect to them as much as I could have. That's really annoying, but that's okay. I'm a mood reader, so like sometimes when I fall out of touch with the book, I'm really not going to enjoy it as much as I could, which sucks. But anyway, but I'm glad we finished it. I'm glad I can like say that I've done it. I do think it's a really, I wouldn't say it's too YA. First of all, I was thinking all Cassandra Clare vibes, and like I feel like the world is kind of Cassandra Clare, but like the actual story, and I feel like the language used and stuff, it doesn't feel too YA. Yeah, don't go into it expecting Cassandra Clare like I was, but that was my own fault. Yeah, I do think it was really good. I do recommend it. I think if you need like a quick fantasy read, this is really easy and fun to read. I feel like there was something missing. I feel like I was just waiting for something, or I don't know, I feel like I was hoping for more yearning or chemistry or something. I'm not entirely sure. I am kind of just blabbling words and not entirely sure what I'm meaning, probably just because I just finished it, so I'm kind of confused. Anyway, that takes off another book in our March TBR. So I think we read a total of 4 out of 6 of my March TBR books, which is okay. That's a decent effort. Probably would have liked to get more, but like only 2 were missing, so that's okay. But yeah, that brings us to the end of our vlog. We definitely had some very good reads in here. I am so glad that we finally had a 5-star read for the month of February. That was ridiculous that we hadn't had a 5-star read all month. I usually hope for 1 a month, but I mean, if anything was gonna do it, it was gonna be this Lynette Noni. It was great. So yeah, that brings us to the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope your reading month was good and successful, and if not, I hope this month is. Definitely let me know if there's any like specific reading vlogs you would love to see, because I'd love to do them. I love getting new ideas for reading vlogs. Thank you so much for watching today's video. It means so much that you watched till the end if you did. I love you all so much, and I will see you very soon in my next videos.